system. Hoping I ain't lose religion, text some prayer hands, hope the message sending on. Know I've been blessed, I've been seeing prophets, mustard yellow shirts, louder than the broccoli, dancing in my chucks, feeling out of body, say the man got me on. Can you hear me, hear me now? Can you hear me?
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken very short. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
There's
the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Joe Hayden there to bring him down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
On second down, here's Ryan. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Cameron Hayward able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the early lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken short. Pittsburgh's offense taking the field again, and it's a 3-game win streak right now for the Steelers. So after the rough start, Charles, they're 4-2-1, and Ben Roethlisberger passed Fran Tarkenton for 8th on the all-time passing list in touchdowns.
343, and when you're passing Fran Tarkenton, you know you're having a heck of a career. He found Antonio Brown twice, so their connection back and established. And how about running back James Conner? Le'Veon Bell still not on the team, but James Conner, 146 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He's playing at an elite level.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. A really good pickup of 28 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Now a first down carry by Bell, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
Snickers, you got to spin.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Brown, his first catch. It's a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll toss it to Coleman. And some room to work. That good for 22 and a first down. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Falcons are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that makes the score 14-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time, it was definitely an or not.
Here's Coleman on the toss. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And the pursuit that time was absolutely top-notch. He was looking to try and turn upfield somewhere. Kept trying to find a place. Somewhere never showed up.
Hey, got it.
On 2nd down, Ryan. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
20, 11, go, 21,
3rd and long, it's Ryan. And the Steeler pressured too much here. He's going down. Javon Hargrave in there to make the play. It'll be a loss of 14, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let him get anywhere and made him kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Well, Charles, hard to believe. We're already at the halfway point of the season, less than 100 days now until Super Bowl 53. Right now, Chiefs-Rams, they appear to be so good. But give me one other contender in each conference that could press them.
Well, let's start in the AFC. If you're going to give me a strong contender or have me pick a strong contender, you never take New England out of it. And don't forget, New England has the victory over Kansas City, albeit at home in New England. But still, Tom Brady and the Patriots, never count them out. If you want to pick a dark horse team out of the AFC, how about the Los Angeles Chargers? Philip Rivers and crew throwing it around. They'll get Joey Bosa back a little bit later in the season to help provide better pass rush. If that happens, they can compete with anyone. If I flip it over to the NFC side, New Orleans right now looks a very strong contender, playing very well on defense, and Drew Brees is flinging it like crazy, and Alvin Kamara is running it and catching it. But how about this for a dark horse? The Seattle Seahawks. They're back to playing Seahawks football, running the heck out of it on offense. Russell Wilson now guiding your football team, and a young, hungry team wanting to establish their own bona fides.
And on a little 2-game winning streak now at 4-3. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. To throw again is Roethlisberger. It's complete to Brown, right side. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Boswell's kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception,
21.
a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Hey, Sal. Get up.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. It got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, express. Go.
To throw again, Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. But with that incompletion, I want to take a look ahead to Sunday night, Charles. Packers-Patriots, only going to be the second all-time meeting between Brady and Rodgers.
Yeah, they met in Lambeau in 2014. Aaron Rodgers' Packers team won the game, I believe, was it 26-21. And head-to-head, Tom Brady had a nice night, 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Aaron Rodgers, 368 and 2 touchdowns. I can't wait to see them go back and forth in this one. I hope it turns into that type of a shootout game where, you know, one team scores, here comes the other, and both of them have big, big games.
Do you think it's eating at Brady? I know he's had a lot of success, and he's never beaten Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know that it's eating at him, but he's the type of guy that is always looking for motivation, and at this stage of his career, he has to search to find it because he's done everything. Yeah, being down 1 to Aaron Rodgers, that'll be a motivator for him for Sunday.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And the Steelers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's brought in by Washington. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in a mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Bud Dupree coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now it's Ryan. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Focus, focus. Blue 30.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now, ready to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 79 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Jack 16. Gotta go.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Jack Crawford forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
Quarter. Snickers, 66. 8. Squirrel.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McDonald. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Back to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. They do tack on the extra point as well, so it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun. 22.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A gain of 32 that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Steps away, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Jack 16. Set. Blue 30. Check back 27. Check back 25.
Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. The 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
20, 20, 11.
First throw in overtime now for Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Tuesday. Hey, gun. Let him go.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Gun. Let him go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
How about the defense not hanging their heads from the previous play where they were beat for a big run, came back on the very next down, and made a play defensively that was to their credit.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Space.
He'll get it up the middle. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. To throw is Ryan. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Tavecchio is good, and they have regained the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The field goal would push it to 7. Sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Quarter. Set. Blue 30.
First throw in overtime now for Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area, so no grounding call.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. In on the stop, DeMonte Casey. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Eight. Whoa! Check right, 27. Gotta go. Monday.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And here's your ball game. Down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. That, the definition of a do-or-die play, but they keep this overtime session going with a 1st down. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. So a little chunk there on 1st as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get 1st downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump off. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. They come out here in the eye. Now Bell.